Hello everybody! It is Wednesday and technology is so much fun. It's Wednesday and I am winging this today. Kelly is not going to be able to join today, so we're going to do our best and we're going to hope for the best with technology. Today we're going to be talking with Team 137, Gritty Up. It is, that's with Tasha and Michelle. And this is Tasha's fourth year in competing in the rally, and then this is Michelle's second year in competing. We are on day 60. Have Team 137, and bring them in here. Right. This is one of them. Oh, this is Tasha. I think we're a little echoey. If you not mute, turn your volume on your computer all the way down. Then it should stop being. There we go. And then we'll bring in Michelle. Go ahead and send that invite. Hope she sees it. Get her on here. Okay, Tasha, while we're waiting, do you want to tell us who Team 137 Gritty Up is?
Sure. So Michelle and I competed for the first time last year. Our moniker is Gritty Up. If you're familiar with off-roading, there's a lot of grit, Rebelle especially, grit and determination, which is why Gritty Up has kind of been our name. Yeah, so this is the second year that Michelle and I will be competing together. And so, yeah, we're taking all of our learnings from last year to this year and hopefully continuing our track record of getting along.
That's good. That's a great track record to continue. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, I made it.
You made it. Yay. So we are talking to Tasha and Michelle today to hear a little bit about their experience, kind of how they met each other, and hear about some of the lessons and learnings that they have to bring with being a repeat competitors. Actually, I don't even know this. Where are you from?
I'm from Park City, Utah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I am currently in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, so you also understand the your teammate being in a different location and the challenges that come with that. Yeah.
It's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. And then can you tell us how you became teammates?
Go ahead, Tasha.
Michelle, you can take it.
Well, I think, we call it the Rebelle Tinder, right? So when looking for a teammate, sometimes you have to figure out what you want, and sometimes you have to figure out what you don't want. And I was really lucky in that I had some friends that connected the two of us. And I think we started off with just basic conversations and trying to discuss about how we handle things and how we handle stress and what do you do when things go right and things go bad. And then we made a good pact agreement that we would go forth and conquer, and we definitely did. So I feel very blessed to call Tasha my teammate, but also my friend. And we've really done a great journey together last year, and we're excited to go again this year.
Mm. Yes, they had, for those who are joining, this is their second time competing together, but Tasha has actually competed 2 times before that, so she's able to bring in some, with Michelle's first year last year, Tasha was able to bring some of that experience to her, but then it's also very new because it's a new teammate and relearning each other's quirks and what works well with each other, and so it was almost as if another rookie year together as a team last year for them. So that's super wonderful. And then we were talking a little bit before this, and you were talking about it's very much the Tinder of talking about having interview questions, what's a priority, and if your goals are on the same page, and how do you handle stressful situations. With that, after you had that interview with each other, did you do it in person or did you do it like online?
It was a phone call. Yeah, I think it was a Zoom, if I remember correctly. Within a couple days of Kendra mentioning that Michelle needed a teammate, Eliza and Kendra connected us. And then, we had a Zoom call and kind of like a 20 questions of Rebelle and intentions and objectives, and went from there.
And then when was the first time you actually met in person?
That was at the Northwest Overland Rally.
Yep.
So it would have been June?
June, yeah.
June.
Yeah.
And it was really just for a weekend. I had to drive, which, because I wanted her to see the vehicle, and the vehicle was still being morphed into what it was going to be ready for the rally. But, I wanted her to see the vehicle, and we wanted to make sure. And when I realized that she traveled with a bag the size of my purse, she immediately was my best friend. And I think that's great because I've never seen anybody pack so light for an entire weekend. So
I love that.
You don't need many things.
Apparently not.
So
even for Rebelle, that's a lesson. Like, if you're gonna overpack, you don't got space for it at all. Pack light, pack your essentials, and you're gonna be wearing like the same T-shirt probably 3 days in a row. So get used to it. There's gonna be some funkiness in the car. Bring dryer sheets with you, but yeah.
Yes. Yep, that's what I've heard. So Michelle, you're both driving your vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Correct. And who is your third teammate?
Her name is Betty White.
Oh.
She is 2019 GX 460 Lexus. Hashtag not your mama's Lexus. So she definitely doesn't look like a mom car anymore. And I'm not a mom, so this is the dog mom car. But yeah, so it looks pretty good. I'm pretty excited. We're getting it wrapped this week. New colors, new branding, new sponsors. So all great surprises forthcoming. Gosh, yeah. Colors yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Last year they were Michigan colors, and that was a no-go. So I'm from Ohio originally, so.
I promised her 1 year of Michigan colors. That's it. Then they're gone.
Did you know, I guess, at what point did you know you wanted to do it a second year together?
As soon as we crossed the finish line, probably. There were talks on that final day. And then, yeah, it was I think we took a week to kind of think about it and kind of run back through in our minds of anything. And then we had our lists of changes for next year, improvements, further navigation stuff that we wanted to do. And then, yeah, I think we pulled the trigger like a week after the end of 2022. So,
you know, it's a huge financial. It's a huge financial commitment, and you know, and each person comes to the rally with certain things that are their demands on their side, and really the financial part of it, it's pretty big, and so we kind of work together, and everybody kind of covers what they can, and we buffer each other where we can, and I think that's true as a partnership in everything else that we did. You know, she's going through transition, so I'm trying to help there, and she's trying to do her part. And so I think it's just that it's a great mesh of communication and partnership that we just try to help each other. And I think that's kind of what this rally is all about. It's so much about it's about finding that way to be better communicators and better friends and better partners, and even helping those around you, even when you feel to do so.
Yeah.
So I think we decided pretty quickly, and I was pretty blessed when she said yes, and I said yes, and yeah, I do. And she says I do, and then it was over. We were doing it again.
Yeah. Do you feel that there is a big difference in if you were to take each year before, kind of, I guess, where you were at last year? At this point, do you feel you're much more prepared because of maybe the extra time that you've had?
So, yes and no. There are certain aspects where you're kind of like, yeah, okay, I already have my like pack list made. That's easy. I know how the Rebelle's going to work. And marathon night, I'm not like freaked out about anymore, but there's still the itching of, okay, how well am I able to read maps? You kind of psych yourself out every time. You get nervous, but you also get the jitters. Like, this is my 4th year going into it. 4th year navigating, 2nd year solely navigating. So it's very much a still kind of mental game, and mental preparedness is probably the most impactful for going into your following years of Rebelle. I mean, before my first and second Rebelles, we would get to tech inspection, and I would be like, oh crap, how do I use a compass? Like, you have brain fart moments, and you kind of have to like take a breather, take a moment, and then just kind of reorient yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I feel a little bit more relaxed going into this right now, but I know I'm going to have, you know, the pre-wedding night jitters, right? As you get ready to pack and you're putting everything together and you're changing your last tire in your garage and you're making sure everything works and that, you know, everything's, all fluids are changed. I mean, you're as prepped as your prep can be because you want to drive out of here safe. My responsibility is her safety, and both through that line alive and in a vehicle that is going to carry through. So, you know, for me, it's just making sure my vehicle is in tip-top shape. and that I have, considered every possibility I possibly can to make sure of that safety for all three of us, right? Including Beth, to see her cross that. Just making sure I have good gear and everything's tight, my lines are tight, and I've got everything organized as best I can. You made fun of me the first year about how clean I was, because I'd like to kind of tidy up my car at the end of the day, but I felt like that was my peace of mind when you walk into that vehicle the next day to know where everything is. And it was interesting when we would get to the start line in the morning, we had a couple people go, "Whoa, your car is really clean. It's real organized," because I can imagine, the storm that has occurred from the day before, if you haven't got that somewhat managed, what you walk into the next day. And sometimes you wake up to a flat tire. I wouldn't do that, right, Tasha? Ever.
No.
Would never.
Rookie mistakes, live and learn.
Do not wake up to a flat tire. Find it as soon as you can and fix that flat. But we did an entire enduro on a flat tire. Basically, we filled that with air and we finished the enduro and fixed it we pretty much look like NASCAR at the end. So we did great. But,
this was last year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Right off the start line.
At the start line.
It was a great way to start the day.
Oh my God.
Again, those are rookie mistakes. I walked the car. I looked at the car. Everything looked good. Cleaned the car. Food in the car. Beverages in the car. Oops, missed the flat tire.
Oh my.
Yeah. That can happen. That's the heart palpitations right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelly just said in the comments, I guess she popped in here for a moment. She said, "Hey ladies, you guys are amazing." So she's saying hi.
I go.
Okay. The last question I think I have for you is if you could look back at yourself as a rookie. I know this will be for both of you, kind of different years, but if you could look at back at yourself as a rookie and share some words of wisdom or tips, what would you share? I know there's a lot of rookies that do watch this, so it's not just for us, but for other rookies.
I don't know, Michelle, if you want to go first since you were a rookie recently.
I would say, and I talked about this earlier when we were chatting before we went live, and we're not out there trying to cure cancer. I mean, our goal is to go out and be the best we can and be as considerate as we can to each other and to the environment. Of course, that's super important, and Emily really stresses the environmental impacts that we have and that we don't want to have. I also think about not overthinking things. Sometimes we can get a little cloudy if we start to overthink things, and then we start to miss those critical things, such as, buckling your chin strap or making sure your seatbelt's on, or, just those little details. As for me, the driver, I am responsible for some of those details, and we made clear about what those are and how we start our mornings and what my duties are, because her head is down and she's fully focused, and my job is to support her and Betty, my third teammate, right? And so we have our duties in the morning, and we kind of know what those are, and I know her algorithms now, and you don't go in and start chatting and moving things on the table, and you always
Don't move things from your navigator. Don't do it.
You have to learn. There's some navigators that are fine with that, but for her, she needed certain things to be a certain way, and I respect that. And so I just think we need to go. It's a rally. It's certainly fun. It's serious to many others, maybe more serious than from some, but I just think we just need to go at it with a real holistic view that we're doing something really cool with people who are really cool in a vehicle that's cooler. So that's my bets.
Yes, I love that.
Mine probably, I carried it into the second year for sure. So my first year, we got Rookies of the Year and podium, but kind of more on a, gung-ho, head down, keep it moving kind of mentality. Mostly, sponsor pressure, I think played a big part of it. So the second year, even though we were still a sponsored team, we basically made a notion that every day we were going to focus more on the places that we're going what we're doing, what we're seeing, as opposed to just collecting checkpoints. Emily Miller has created, and her team have created these courses for a reason. They want you to see specific landmarks or ghost towns, different kind of geological features, and enjoy the journey. As soon as you kind of put your head down and get into the mind space of, okay, next checkpoint, next checkpoint, next checkpoint, you kind of miss out on a lot of the beauty of the world, and a lot of people don't get the opportunity to enjoy these places. So that was kind of what I took into the second year as the big kind of slow down, take your time, or don't take too much time, but, work it into how long you're giving yourself to go from checkpoint to try and make sure that you see everything that's going around. Take pictures, whether it's with an old school disposable camera or your digital camera or a GoPro or whatever. Take pictures, enjoy the journey you're going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really love how you share, enjoy the journey. I think that is huge, and I think it's so easy to just get head down, like you said. That's really hitting home for me of checkpoint. Now we got to focus on this, and it's actually this really amazing experience. Like, we're out there to have fun. We're investing in ourselves. We're it's unlike anything we've ever done or will ever do, and to just rush through it with stress just sounds like a nightmare. I think there are stressful points, but at the same time too, there are good stressors and bad stressors in the world. And I think this is a good stressor to stretch us, to help us grow, and to, I'm just so excited about it. I'm so excited about it. Jones Adventure Utah said, "Woohoo, go girls!" Kelly said, "That's an awesome outlook and goal to have." And then Team 135 YOLO, who we had on last week, said, "Sheila and I were rookies with Michelle and Tasha, was so helpful to us during the rally. She was our angel. Love her and Michelle so much." So you have big fans out there.
They're awesome. They're good team.
Yeah. Sorry. First of all, thank you both so much for being willing to chat with us and join us. If our followers wanted to learn more about you or find a way to support you, what can they do or where can they go?
So we have a website created, grittyupoffroad.com. And then there's also our Instagram accounts. So our Team Gritty Up, Team 137 Gritty Up account on Instagram. I'm Tasha Fierce 26 on Instagram, and then Michelle's, I think you're just Michelle Kirby, right?
Kirby.
So, yep. And then, of course, being a privately funded team, as you know, is a big financial burden. If you've got $5 to spare, or $10, it goes a long way. It adds up. But you can find all that information or send us an email via our website.
For sure.
Or donate from there. So.
I want to thank our sponsors, who is Rux Life, which are the Rux bags, which are fantastic bags. Pfeiffer Pavitt Winery. I mean, you got to have a winery on board. We're fully stocked, so know that we will be at the finish line fully loaded. Construction, CBI Off-Road. We picked up a new sponsor today, Impulse Off-Road out of Salt Lake, which I'm super happy. He's putting in a false floor for Betty White and getting our goose gear lined up. So, we're feeling really fortunate and blessed. And of course, Animal Installation Salt Lake as well. They're doing a wrap in all of our vinyl this week, so she's going to be looking pretty hot coming in hot. So we're pretty grateful for everybody who has faith in us and has supported us financially with great. So thank you.
Awesome. Oh, I love to hear that. I love that you're putting all the work in and you're being successful, and look at you with your sponsors. That's so inspiring, and it's a good push for Kelly and I to keep trying to get those sponsors, because we know how that financial burden is. It is quite it's quite a hefty amount, so we definitely understand. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. Next week, we're going to be talking with Lisa and Katie from Team Wild Mavens. That's about it for today. So thank you, ladies, so much. We're super excited to meet you, and hopefully we'll see you before October. But if not, we will definitely see you out there, and let us know if there's anything we can do to help support you along the way, and we will keep following along on your journey. So thank you for your time.
Thanks.